The Daily Beast reported on Monday that Matt Gaetz, embattled Republican congressman from right here in the 1st District of Florida, has assembled his legal dream team to help fight off possible indictments. And based on the Daily Beast reporting here, it's believed that Gaetz has assembled this team of lawyers, all from outside the state of Florida, by the way, because he could be expecting indictments in a relatively quick manner. Here's what's happening. Team, this is direct from the Daily Beast here. Team features a trio of powerful litigators from New York City. Gaetz is personally represented by Mark Mukasey, who has defended the Trump organization in several high-profile disputes, as well as Isabel Kershner, a partner at Clayman and Rosenberg, LLP. Kershner is a top Manhattan criminal defense attorney who has also represented former New York Attorney General Eric Schneiderman after multiple women accused him of physical assault. Separately, the Gaetz campaign, Friends of Matt Gaetz, and this is where it gets interesting, folks, also looked north when in June it retained New York-based trial lawyer Mark Furnished. Furnished's client list includes child sex offender Jeffrey Epstein, Mexican drug lord Joaquin El Chapo Guzman, and convicted sex trafficker Keith Raniere, who led the NX IVM cult. So yeah, totally makes you look innocent when you go out and find an individual who represents people who've basically been accused of exactly what you've been accused of doing. Oh, and by the way, has a losing record with them. You know, because we all know how the Epstein thing turned out. Yeah, so probably not a good look for you, Matt Gaetz. Here's the interesting thing to me, though. Mukasey. You'll remember, we talked about that name last week, Mark Mukasey. And do you know why that's important? Because that is the lawyer who earlier this month dumped Eric Trump, said, "I'm not representing you anymore. I'm out. Goodbye." And he did that the day after they were able to get a court document sealed so nobody could see what was in it. And then the next day, Mukasey's like, "Yeah, okay, I'm out now. Bye." So that's an interesting pick. Also, the Daily Beast is reporting that once Mukasey signed on to represent Gaetz, he kind of stopped doing as much with the Trump organization. Then, of course, as we reported, dropped him last week. So perhaps Mukasey was like, "Holy crap, I don't have time for the Trump stuff when I got to deal with this." That is really one of the only reasons a lawyer would dump one case, is if, this one may not be there, but this one might be. So that also could go either way. It could be, I know I can get this guy off, so I'm going to go represent him, or this one's going to take a lot of work and I don't have time to fiddle with the Trump organization. Time will tell on that, but that is an interesting development. Another thing the Beast points out is the fact that, news about the Gaetz investigation has been relatively quiet recently, but the prosecutors they spoke to said that's pretty much how it goes. And typically what that means is that the charges are rather complex. And let's not forget here, Matt Gaetz is under investigation for a lot of things. Okay, it's not just, did you have sex with a minor? Was there trafficking? Is there campaign finance violations in here? What happened with the Florida marijuana, medical marijuana legalization that happened here? He's involved in that. So there's lots of different tentacles to this scandal octopus that Matt Gaetz is involved in. So yes, it would take a lot of time. It would take a lot of interviews. It would take, obviously, reviewing the thousands of documents that Greenberg has given them. So yeah, quiet is good. It means they're going through things. It means they're crossing their T's and dotting their I's, and that is exactly what we want. But the biggest thing to take away from all of this is that Gaetz has a legal team, which means this brave public face that he's been putting out there talking so much about the extortion plot and the deep state plot against him, that's all for show. Deep down, behind the scenes, he knows he could be in serious trouble. He knows he could be facing indictments, and the indictments could be coming very quickly. And you don't go out and assemble a high-priced team of lawyers from out of state if you think it's a giant nothing burger. But that is exactly what Gaetz did. So stay tuned, folks. I think we could see some really interesting developments in the coming months.